So step three, practice self-education. Education is power, but it's not only powerful, you also want to learn from people that embody the lifestyle you desire. Because it's different than just listening to everybody else. Everyone is not a group. People need to embody that lifestyle each and every day. But before that, you want to apply this principle. CC, you want to talk about the principle?
You want me to tell the principle?
Yeah, I love hearing you talk about it.
Okay, right. So first of all, look, education is totally power. This is not a dig at education, right? You've already shown how powerful it is by showing up and being here. You're already on step three of this process. But look, there is a principle that you need to follow when you're practicing self-education. And Jason and I were at an event where I told you every year we find something to do personal development, and we went to Tony Robbins' first ever virtual Unleash the Power Within event. And Tony shared the story that just did a number on us, right? So Tony said, look, once upon a time, I had a family friend, somebody who was important to me, come to me and she said, look, man, I've got cancer and I don't want to die. And you're the freaking wonder boy, right? You help people change your life. I need you to help me. And, Tony was on it, right? Jason said, put his cape on, right? He wanted to help her so badly. So he went and he did this. He went and he educated himself, all the best books he could find on what to do to get rid of cancer. And he started reading these books and he was learning all these things. And as he's reading the books, he's going, well, all this information contradicts itself. This guy says to do this guy says to do this one says what, this one says that that's the most important part. And he's going, my friend's life is at stake. I can't give her the wrong information here. That's powerful, right? Your life is at stake. We don't want to give you the wrong information here. That's an important part of what we're doing here, right? And so he goes, you know what? I read the books. I've listened to the experts, and now I'm going to apply the principle that is so important. And that's the common sense principle. He went through, does this even make sense? And if it didn't make sense, he threw it away. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't ring true to me. And so we want to practice some intuition and listening to common sense as you're going through self-education. There's going to be some variance amongst experts, and that's totally cool. We don't want you to freak out about that, but listen to your intuition, listen to your gut when it comes to what you're learning and apply the common sense principle. Now, should I tell them about the time I didn't use this principle?
Yes.
It's so embarrassing. Jason says I need to share this story with you, so I will, right?
Great story.
So, once upon a time, I did a fad diet, right? And told you this is not what this is. I did a fad diet, but I'm going to tell you, I am a book nerd, right? I love learning, right? I have a doctorate now in social work. Like, I will go and I will dig and I will read, I'll do whatever research is necessary. At the time I didn't, but that's my personality type. So, before I jumped into this fad diet, I read the research. I read 3 or 4 books and I was like, I'm in, because like Tony described, they had the research, they had the science, it was science backed. They had people who had success stories, people who were saying, look at how incredible my body looks now. And so, I was like, okay, this must be the thing. This is the thing. I found the thing that's going to transform my health, right? And so, I'm following this thing, but I have a sweet tooth. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like that's my Achilles heel. I love sweet things, and this diet told me I couldn't have sweet. In fact, it told me that I couldn't have fruits because fruits had sugars that were bad, and really sugary fruits like bananas, pineapples, and mangoes, some of my favorite fruits. I mean, I live in the tropics, right? Those were off the table because they were gonna kill me. Right? My body could not process those sugars from those fruits. And there was science. So I said, okay, I demonized fruit. I'm going to be honest with you. It took me a little while to rewrite those stories. I had really accepted that as a belief that there was something wrong with fruits. And so, as somebody with a sweet tooth, I said, well, what can I eat? Right? And so I was allowed to eat little berries every days, and I would go and buy those strawberries, and I would, savor each bite. So I got to practice mindful eating. So I don't know, that's what it was at that moment. But I got to that, and I said, well, what can I do? And so I started looking at all the things I was allowed to eat, and I realized that there were recipes in this plan for cheesecake, right? Now I couldn't use sugar because sugar was bad, but I could use artificial sweeteners. And so I would make these big cheesecakes with artificial sweeteners, and I would eat it every day for breakfast because it was allowed on this plan. And my migraines were hitting me heavy, which I know now is because of artificial sweeteners, right? Didn't realize at the time that those things were linked, but I don't eat them anymore. And now all of a sudden I don't have migraines, right? And I recognize now I didn't follow the common sense principle. My entire life, everybody around me knew fruits and vegetables were healthy. They came from the earth, they were natural, they were designed for us to eat. But somehow I've read these books and I did this research and I saw all these results and I got results. I want to be very clear. I got results. I got 40 pounds in like 2 months. I looked freaking amazing, but my migraines were in terrible shape. I had absolutely no energy. My joint pain was off the charts, right? Because I was eating cheese for breakfast, right? I just told you what happened when I had a little bit of nachos. Imagine eating cream cheese every morning for breakfast, right? So I did not apply the common sense principle. And we want you, as you're doing self-education, to ask yourself, is this even ring true to me? Is this common sense?
And this is really, really good. I love this story from CC because I did not do that. I don't believe in that. But at my core, there was something that said this is not right. And when she was like, you can even drink coffee in the morning, I was like, I don't like coffee. But you can put butter in it, it makes it taste better. And I'm like, I'm a picky eater. I am a picky, capital P-I-C-K-Y, all letter capital. I'm a very picky eater. And I was like, I am not putting butter in my coffee. Anyone that suggests putting butter in my coffee is an idiot. I'm out.
Yeah. So he applied the common sense principle without even realizing what it was. Look, I didn't even drink coffee, but I was looking for any excuse to do it. Like I wanted energy, right? They kept telling me that this was supposed to give me energy. So what if I try this? What if I do this thing? That's why fat diets don't work, right? Because they don't have common sense principles behind them. Right, so that's a good point. Now, what we want to do, we want to help you along in this process. And if you're here, you've probably done some self-education already, right? You know how important it is you've invested in yourself and in your family's health by buying this course already. Maybe you've already watched some documentaries, but we're going to have you do it again because repetition is the mother of skill. The more you watch something, the more you read something, the more times you look at that thing, you get new insights, you get new information. So in your workbook, we've got a list of some documentaries, of some books. We have a YouTube video that is a very powerful presentation that you can watch. And we want you to just take some time now to go in and circle what you're committed to watching, right? We want you to go ahead and circle what you're committed to watching and give yourself, or reading, and give yourself a deadline. Because this is an activity that's going to help you with your math. It's going to help you with your activities that you do in your phone.
And if you're someone that's very busy with kids, a lot of work to do, use your net time. That's your no extra time. So if you don't have the time to read a book, that's okay. Listen to an audio. One of the things I love to do is when I go for my walks, one of the ways I'm able to walk 150 miles is I listen to audiobooks all day long when I'm walking. And it just keeps me in a pattern and a rhythm. And all of a sudden I'll stop and start writing something down in my little journal. Man, I didn't know about that. Repetition is key, and also using as much time as possible, especially when you don't have no extra time, is when you really want to learn
things a lot. Good tip, right? So utilize your net time, try audiobooks, listen to things on the run, right? If you got a commute, listen on your commute, right? Find the time. Your health is at stake. Nothing is more valuable than your health. That's why it's so important. So the last little piece of this that I think is really fundamental is education creates certainty. It creates certainty around your mindset and your decisions. So if someone comes to you, and they probably will, what are some things that people tried to tell us when we got started?
Oh, the main one, and I still hear this one today. There's no protein in plants. Every time I hear that, my mind just kind of explodes. I'm like that explode emoji. Here we go again. And that, or are you sure this is healthy? Like, here's a great story. The last time we were in Texas, I was with our family. Everybody was, because no, they bought over 100 pieces of chicken because they had a little family reunion next time. No one knew that well, everyone knew we ate vegetables. No one thought, hey, let's buy them some veggies. So we just ran to the store, bought some potatoes and baked them. And everybody's like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do that. Oh, you're not eating enough. And then it was so funny. They went into these stories about all the cancers, the medications they're on, the problems they're having medically. And I'm like, why do I want to do that? I'd rather eat this.
Yeah. So that's a really good point, right? So there are people around you who'll be like, I could never. Is that even healthy? Are plants healthy? Common sense principle, right? Or are you getting enough protein? Are you getting enough nutrients? People are gonna suddenly really, really care about your health and wellness status, right? And by educating yourself, by being prepared, you'll have the certainty that when anybody comes up to you and they start saying what they're gonna say, you have the know-how, you have the knowledge, you educated yourself enough to know, oh, what they're talking about. And it's not my job to educate them, right? So it's a very powerful technique because as we're sitting there, literally the conversation evolved and they're all talking about their health problem and we're feeling great. Well, we've educated ourselves enough to know that the decisions that we've made, we can apply our common sense based on the decisions that we made are firm. And they're not going anywhere. And that's where we want you to be. We want you to be so certain about what it is that you're doing that nothing deters you.
Awesome.